Hi guys, it's me again, full of full time. Okay, my computer still says I'm live elsewhere, so magically I'm right here. I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna hope that this goes through to you guys because I'm gonna try it anyways. Instead of making some kind of a wreath or a craft project, we're gonna paint. Now this is something my kids are always telling me to do, and I never do. But we have to try it on the computer, so if you don't get to see it too well, I do apologize for that. The phones, for some reason, they just don't want to work right now. So I'm going to lower you guys down so you can see the canvas. And I think that should be about right. One of my favorite things to do, and if you can notice my table, it's all jacked up, but that's okay. One of my favorite things to do is paint some kind of mountain sceneries. Now, it's either sceneries that I have seen throughout my life, excuse me, or, see what I'm doing? Okay. Or just something in my head, and I'm putting pieces and pieces of what I've seen together, all together in one picture. I do believe that is Tammy. Go up a little. Yay! Hi, Tammy. We're trying this again. We're hoping it shall work this time. Get a drink of water here. And I apologize. My allergies has literally just been a nightmare today. And I'm using acrylic paint. These are only 2 ounces, just simple acrylic paint. And one fun thing about acrylic paints is they dry fast. They also make noise when you try to get paint out, huh? Okay, they dry fast. So you just kind of got to work a little fast and hope for the best. So let me open this one. I'm using my table as my easel because I actually put my easel away like a crazy person. Oh, God only knows why I did that. But I did. And I'm going to raise this one more time because I know Tammy just said something. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Tammy. I didn't post going live at all, so I'm glad you're here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by getting it out of paint. As you can see here, I'll turn it just a little. Hopefully you can see my overworked desk and the paints. I'm going to put my brown up here because I don't want too much of my brown, but I don't want it near my white either yet. So we're just going to start with these. And what a world to fun with me is I tend to want to find my favorite brushes, which as you can tell, they are like totally dying here. Believe it or not, these were wonderful brushes. I got them off of Amazon, and they used to be beautiful black, and once I put them in water, well, that happened. Whatever. I don't know why. But they're good brushes. I'm not going to complain. And I apologize for the cough. Okay. One thing I do when I start to paint my my pictures. Yeah, I hear you, honey. I can't do it. We gotta wait a minute. Let me grab this. Okay. One of the things I do is I usually start from the sky, and if I'm going to put water in it, I would want to go ahead and I would want to see what color I actually got out in that. I think I pulled out the wrong color. I think it's this one I pulled out. We can make it work. That'll work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix. I don't know if you guys see this. Put you at an angle here. Ignore my messy table. I've been going through a lot of storage. You know, Halloween's over, so it's time to put stuff away and pick up new stuff you like. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm just going to put it on canvas. There's absolutely no specific way I'm doing this particular painting. And you're going to hear some animals going crazy right about now. And I wish I can get up and take care of the problem. And I might have to because I think someone's in my yard. Anybody there that can check and see what's in the yard? I don't know if the cat's back there but they act like they're going crazy. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put this on through here. And it doesn't matter if you get the right consistency each and every time. It really doesn't, because it's just going to bring it right back through. Okay. And I'm doing it the long way, the canvas. This canvas is actually an 8x10. And I'm doing the long ways just because I wanted to kind of a different viewpoint from what I did earlier. Or the other day, I painted a picture. Would you mind getting that one, love? The painting I did the other day. And I'm not even going to make my sky smooth. You know, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes, let's just be creative, you know. Put a little bit of Van Gogh in there, I guess. Let's just see what you do. And I'm not comparing myself to Van Gogh by any means. I absolutely love his work. I hope I am saying his name correctly. I do have a impediment or an accent, whatever you want to call it. So anyways, I am taking my blues and mixing them with my whites, and I'm just kind of plotting them on here this time. Nothing specific at all. But the only thing I am going to insist of doing, if I am doing this here, I will be bringing it down to the bottom because I am going to be adding a little bit of a concept of water in this, I think. So, yeah, I'm getting a little crazy here. I love it. I love it. One thing we'll paint with painting with me is there's no right, there's no wrong. It's however you see the world. And you know what? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's up to you. There cannot be anything. There cannot be right or wrong in art. I mean, I'm sure there is. People say there is. And I'm not trying to go against anybody's beliefs or policies or anything like that. But I truly, truly, truly believe, thank you, baby, that sometimes it's just cool to get up there and be crazy with it. Now, the one thing I'm going to do is I got my sky pretty much going a little wild. I like that. Oh, I don't want all that, right? No. Sorry, the little puppy here wanted up, and she's outside rolling indoors. She's not getting on my table. Anyways, and she thinks she is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to do the bottom as well because I want to make some water. You notice I'm doing it a little different with my brush because water and sky are definitely different. And I am going to add some of the extra white in here because I don't. Really? You got to move her. You little one. Thank you. She actually got on my table. Did you see those little dirty feet prints walking across? Little dirty feet? Silly little fellow. Okay, anyway, so I'm just going to add some water here. And I know you're thinking, like, how can that just be a little bit of water? Because it's almost all blue. But one good thing about this acrylic, like I said earlier, I got company again. Okay, is all you got to do is you're adding your color to it. Acrylic does dry fast, so I'm going a little fast. But one good thing about acrylic is it doesn't smell normally. If it does, it means that there maybe perhaps the brand has a little bit of extra potent to it, or it's no good.
Becky says, hello, and what are you creating tonight?
Hi, Becky. I'm glad you joined us. My kids have been begging me to paint online, on a live. So today we are going to be doing a little mountain scene. Right now I'm putting down some some concept of water. I just did the sky. And I'm kind of using the same blues because, there is a reflection in the water. And I'm kind of doing it more of a fast, I want to say Van Gogh, but I'm just adding it down right now. So we're going to do a little mountain scenes where we are currently at visiting and all this good stuff. We are surrounded by mountains. And I am a fanatic for mountains. And if I had the luxury to live up on top of the very tip of one, I would. I'm going to get rid of my brush. And let me bring this up. Let me show you a painting. And all this is the same concept. This is really 8 by 10. I never would have guessed. This is an 8 by 10. I got a bigger one tonight. And all this is just real simple strokes. And it's absolutely nothing fancy, but it's some of the foothills that we have around that I've been noticing. And then what I have a tendency to do is when I see something that I like, whether it's just a mountain scenery, puppy's filthy, playing in the mud or dirt, I should say. There's no mud, no water here. I tend to kind of add, like, oh, I remember this from when I was 5, or, oh, I remember this mountain, I saw it last week, and I kind of put stuff together to give it something a little different. So tonight, we're just kind of doing that. We're going to add a little something to it. I'm going to bring you guys back down. I know you didn't come here to see my face, but that's okay. Excuse my coughing. I've been attacked by allergies here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, is I'm going to move you guys slightly. I hope you guys can see this and it's not too bright. What I'm going to do is I want to do some mountains. But my mountains are going to start off kind of fall up here. So it's not like I want to just take a bunch of brown and just throw it right there. Look, there's my mountain. And I'm not going to really add too much I already got my brown out. I'm sorry. Greenery and stuff to my mountains, because right now where we're at, there is nothing alive, let me tell you, except for the wonderful people. So what I'm doing, I know you can't see me. I have paint on my desk. I just tend to always do this because I put my easel away. So what I'm going to do is I'm just mixing some of my browns and white. And all I'm going to do with that is I'm going to go ahead. Oops, I am so sorry. And I'm just going to imagine where I want a mountain. Imagine where something should be. If I remember my foothills that I just saw the other day, I would say it's more in this section. And I'm just going to kind of go in a design that the mountains in. I'm not doing any specific technique. This is something that's really easy. I do believe anybody can do this. Like Bob Ross says, anybody can paint. He does certain ways and certain styles, which are absolutely amazing. If you all have never heard of him, please feel free to look up some of his work. Unfortunately, I do believe he has passed. I am making these a little darker than I wanted, but that's because the mountain scene that I just saw literally the other day popped in my head. So I apologize for that. If I was to do some in the very back, what I would do is go ahead and I would add very light blues to kind of give that impression that they're there. And I do have my blue already here because I did my sky kind of low, and then I just totally changed it in my head. I just remember what I saw, and sometimes what you see and what you remember kind of takes over that whole everything you're doing. So one thing about, whoops, I got that on there thick, sorry. With the mountains, all I'm doing is, I don't want that hump there, that's what I'm trying to do. Mountains kind of go up for the most part, so that's all I'm doing. I don't even have my knives or my special tools out that I would make my mountains with. Tonight is going to be a very simple concept of how the mountains would go. Nothing fancy, just slapping colors together, adding some extra lightness to it maybe. Mountains kind of pull out, they just kind of go everywhere.
Hi, Tonya.
Hi, Tanya. We're just pounding. We're just pounding out some mountains. Sorry, my paints kind of got mixed together, but you know what? That's okay. So we're not really doing any reefs tonight. Tomorrow night, I will be doing a live, and I will be doing something that you really can't sell, I was told, but I was told I could do them to show people how to do them for their own personal use. We're going to make some, let me show you. Because I can't even give it the name that I would give it because I guess it's copyrighted. So we're going to be making something like this tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to do it, but we're not going to call it what everybody thinks it is because, well, it's copyrighted. So when somebody wants something like this, you guys, you know, you really can't sell them, but I'm not sitting next to you to say, hey, you can't do that. So anyways, they're fun to make. You know, this is something that you and your children can make. That's the whole point of it. It's something that your children will like, unless I'm told no by someone that I can't and told why I can't show how to make them. I'm going to go ahead and make one. And then if I'm told later, then I will remove the video. Because I'm not trying to steal anybody's ideals. I just thought it'd be fun to do. So anyways, okay, we're going to go back down to our little painting here. And I'm sorry, I know you guys are seeing this upside down, actually. So, It's okay? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to scribble some of this. It's a little bright. I'm going to add some browns. I'm doing everything that I said I was not going to do. With like adding, whoops, there's my brown. Adding a bunch of browns and stuff like that. Which I'm going to anyways. One thing you never want is an outline. I'm sorry. In my opinion, you don't. Okay, you just don't want that. So, see my outline here? Goodbye to it. Mountains don't have an outline. They're natural. I mean, some people call them an outline, I'm sure, but I'm not going to. So anyways, we're just throwing on colors. We're just having some fun with it. I am not after perfection tonight with it. I am simply having fun with it. And people... and feel free, you know, to express if you want it like, whoops, if you want to totally change something. Oh, look, I want some lighter here. Maybe there's a tab of snow here still left for some reason. God knows where we're at right now. It's no snow in sight or ever going to be in sight again at this rate. But anyways, you know, just add your little coloration. Give it some little design. It does not have to be perfect. Hi, Catherine. We're just having some fun, kind of doing our own little style of mountains, a little foothills. Where I'm at right now, this is pretty much what we're seeing a lot of, but I don't know. We're just having some fun with it. I'm going to pick up some blues, and I'm going to bring some blues in here and just scribble some in here. Nothing fancy, not making it perfect, not using my knives, just going to throw them in there. Have some fun with it. Now, what I do want to do is I am going to bring a little darker here. I may even add blues to it. And I'm doing it kind of thick because I kind of want it just to be a little thick tonight. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm going to bring like this here.
Tammy asked to explain your strokes. Don't worry about what everybody thinks, because it's perfect. And
thank you.
Choosing what color you're mixing.
Oh, okay. My strokes, actually, it looks like I'm doing it very hard, I'm sure. But I'm actually for me, because I'm a very rough person, I'm being quite delicate. I just want them to kind of flow, kind of long strokes, and kind of wild. When I do stuff like this,
Hi, Eileen.
Oh, hi, Eileen. When I do stuff like this, I actually kind of think of the Scream, because that's all I'm doing is I'm literally just throwing stuff in here. I am not comparing my work to the Scream by any means. I would never be so lucky to be that talented in that field. And what I'm doing is I'm coming down to my waterline. So I am going to make my mountains stop right there. And I'm going to go ahead and finish some over here. Right now, all I have been using is blues, white, and a brown. That's it. Every other colors are just kind of added in there. So this is all I'm going to do with it. And I think I will go ahead and take my white, and I am going to add a little. I don't think you can see me over here. And that came out really, severe, and I don't like lines like that. I'm going to hide it again and try to bring it back out. So all we're doing is just real simple, easy, simple little things. Okay, so this is absolutely just the way it is right now. There's nothing elaborate to it yet. And if you don't add anything elaborate, you do not have to. You just make stuff the way you want them or the way you see them. Now what I am going to do though, because I did put the waterline down first, and it's not that I put a waterline down, because you'll see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually painting my water again. I'm picking up my blues, and what I'm going to do is whoops, this is not the best brush. We're going to go ahead and switch this brush out, pick this up. We're going to go ahead and I'm mixing some whites and my blue together, and I'm just going to bring in a little border. This here is like a line. Well, technically, what I'm doing is this is where my water line's coming out. I know this stuff dries fast, so I may not be able to show you how to do this, what the next step, what I would do to this. The water is coming over the land, therefore I'm not worried about the browns being hid by the water, because the water is actually supposed to be coming off of that. So we're just giving it this little extra. I am going to go ahead and add some white, pick it up, bring it in. You know, we got these little white ruffles going on everywhere, you know, all waters these days.
Eileen says this is different.
Hi, Eileen. Yeah, my kids really been wanting me to show some of my paintings. And I figure, what the heck, might as well. Something different. This isn't even the normal way that I would do one of my landscapes. But since it was supposed to be different, I figure, why not? We'll just do it anyway, see what we get. So anyways, we're getting some of our water started here. Occasionally I might add in a rock or two, you know, coming out of the water. There's some longer strips going through here. Let me turn this. And I notice right up in here, I do have a little bit of water. So I'm just going to make that almost, I may not get it there, because I do have my mountain, and I'm doing the one thing I said don't do. So I'm going to blend it in. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to bring this section in to here and add some white there and make it look like it was a little item, and the water's just going softly back and forth this way. Nothing great, nothing elaborate, just real simple. And the part where this is coming into the water, don't worry about that, because once I'm done with it, it won't be there. Okay, you always want to paint what's in the farthest back first to the front. That way it looks like it's going to like stand out. It's like it's an order. It's not like there's a line tracing it, or you paint it in the lines. You literally paint it from the back to the beginning, or the bottom to the beginning, however you want to do it. But what's front will definitely be shown as what's front. This is kind of more of an elaborate type painting. This isn't for, I don't mean elaborate as in, here we go. This is just a fun painting. This is just to put out something I've seen over the years, and I just want to catch it. Okay, and we're just making some simple little strokes. I am making my water a little darker than I planned, but that's okay, you know, because you just pick up this white and put it on top of your brush and just bring it right through here. Bring some of this white out, and we just grab it in there. Just real fast strokes. I am not doing absolutely nothing specific. There is no great details or anything to this. I am an artist, believe it or not. I just don't paint as much as I should, but I am an artist. This is just one of those fun type paint things to paint. This is just, when you're bored, you want to waste time, but you don't want to do a great elaborate painting because you don't want to, you're just not in the mood for that. Okay, now what I'm going to do, because this one section here obviously cannot stay like that. I did pick up my browns, and let me grab a little bit of white because I do have some blue mixed in it. It's okay. I'm going to go ahead, and what I'm doing is that part of the water should not be showing as, hello guys, hi honey, should not be showing as the main part of this. What it should be showing is there's something there, but it just isn't the main line. I know the water's in front, and we're going to add that water again and fill that section in, but I did not bring my mountain down as far as I wanted it. Now that I'm looking at it and I see what I like there, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick it up and make it get in there. Okay, that's fine. And pick up my browns. I'll go ahead and add it down here, and I know that this is turning into blues, and that's all right because we're going to add some darker browns right through here, just because this is kind of blends so much into the other mountain you can't tell it's separate. I actually want to bring it out and down. There we go. That's the way. This is just something to do when you're bored. Just pick up paints, and who cares what it looks like. It's not meant to be for anybody's eyes, really, but perhaps your own. Okay, and now what I'm going to, I got to bring that in. I got to blend it. Can't just leave it like that. That's not cool. Okay, if I had my tools, I'd really show you how to make the mountains, but I didn't get no tools out. Anyways, this just gives you that rough idea that there's something there. Now, one thing that I have done throughout the years, I will open up, actually I can just open up yellow. Yellow and blue will make a green. So instead of wasting my green, I'm just going to use what blue I got and make a green. What I want to do is, after I did this, it kind of just jumped in my head again. So I'm going to mix. I don't think you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and take some yellow, mix it in my blue. I got a very dark green there. So blue and yellow will make a green. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make a dark green. And if I have that brush, which out of all these new brushes, I don't have that brush. Oh well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the brush I have. Nothing fancy. And what we're going to do is go ahead and I'm going to make it look like I'm totally just messing it up. I'm not after a perfect painting that everybody will know exactly what it is as soon as they see it. That's not my goal. Not with this one. My goal with this is I'm going to have some little bushes along the bottom. All I'm doing is literally what a kid would do. Take your brush and look, there we go. You can twist it around, just give it that ideal, that flow. And it's just for fun, guys. This is not something I would sell for $1 million. I mean, this is simply for fun. And just go ahead. I'm going to add some more blues just to give it a touch of blues here and there. Darker greens. And because I made it kind of like a little bush that I wanted, I'm going to grab my thin brush here. Just the back of it. Oh, it's too late, and this is the fun part. Wee. I'm literally putting twigs in there. This is just for the fun of it. And if you can bring them up, great. Let me take that off the end of that brush. Because I'm going to end up covering most of it anyways, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of red, literally just a little bit of red. And this is all acrylic paint, guys, so it really dries quite fast. And take my red, and I love orange, although I can make orange colors I got out. And go ahead, and I'll just grab a small brush. Hi, Johnny. Glad you can join us. We'll go ahead and take some red. But I don't want to just do a big old glob of red, so I'm going to blend it into my brush. I'm going to go ahead and add my yellow, because so red and yellow will make an orange. Depends on how much red or yellow, depends on how deep or bright it will be. So there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing I just did with that brush. I'm simply going to add me some little flowers. I don't want them to be perfect because that's not what I'm after. We just want something fun. So if I pick up yellow on a big old blob, hey, looky there. There we go. Not a big deal. Add some over here. We're just going to bring it all the way across the page. Make this like it's a bunch of flowers right over here. Okay. And I hear him at the door. Puppy's at the door. Okay, and I'm just adding some of the colors. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up white because I do want a little bit of white in here that just kind of gives it that little, oh, looky there, you know, there's another kind of flower. Reminds me of those little, oh gosh, what were they called? Fiddlesticks. That's what we always called them. Whether or not that's the actual name of them, I could not tell you. But they were cool. They looked like popcorn on a stick, but they kind of went in this funny little angle. So it was pretty cool. I'm just going to add a little here, a little there. You can leave that open, love, if you like. Okay, and now I'm going to, just real simple, put that in there. Now my edges, I do want the water. Oh, sorry. To show. So what I'm going to do is grab a different brush. Just something smaller than what I've been working with. Just going to pick up a little bit of blue because this kind of looks like it's just sitting on top of the water, literally. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of blue, some white, and we're just going to bring it out like it's coming into, whoops, all water. We grab it more blue than white. Okay, here we go. Just going to bring it out like it's right over the water. A little bit of the greens coming out. You know, this kind of just fell on top of the water here. Whatever's happening with this part of the nature is what's happening. Bring that out. Bring it back. I'm going to pick up my white. The reason why I want the white is I want to make this look like it's the ruffles coming out. There we go. And just come on down. Okay. Now, I almost picked up orange. I did not want orange. I'm going to do the same thing here. I just want to bring this down so that you can tell that this is actually still water. And all I'm doing is pouring some of the colors that's already on the flowers that have not dried yet. And adding a little bit of blue. Just giving it that little different touch. Everybody paints differently. And it depends on how perfect, elaborate, or style that you're doing. Depends on how well you're doing. So they say, but what I say is it depends on how you like it. Who cares what anybody else says? This is your creation and your creation only. Give yourself a break. Give yourself loves. Don't make it so hard on yourself that you're looking for something perfect. I used to do that. Matter of fact, I was in an art class doing a design. We had to draw the simple picture, couple of fruits around it. That's what we had to draw. Well, my teacher would come over there and look at it and say, you know, Shauna, it looks good. Do it again. I was furious. Why do I have to do it again if it's perfect? And it was absolutely perfect. Perfect line, perfect details. I mean, it was perfect. It was something you could have put on your wall and somebody would have said, oh, hey, I love that. You know, that looks great. It's perfect. So I did it again. Not wanting to, but he's my teacher. He knows best. I did it again. So, comes back by about 10, 15 minutes later. He looks at it and says, oh, it's perfect. Do it again. I was furious because I wasn't catching on. What on earth did my teacher want me to be learning? Why is he doing this? Why is he making me go crazy trying to figure this out? Let me grab one of my brushes here again, not the brown, blue. Here we go. And what is it he wants? What is he trying to make me see? There's a little one. And why does he want me to see it anyways? What is going on here? So he just keeps on and on and on. And my third time around, he comes back around. This time I was mad, guys. I was just fed up. I didn't understand. I thought maybe my teacher was going insane because it was perfect. And this time I scribbled. I literally scribbled the painting, or the drawing, excuse me. Just a black and white drawing, and I just scribbled it. Did absolutely nothing great with it. Scribbled. And he walked up and he goes, perfect, excellent, Shauna. You found your style. And I thought, dang, he's good. He taught me that just because you see something perfect, everybody sees it that way. It's okay for you to see it in a different way. It's okay for you to want to express yourself differently. You don't have to be the same as everybody else. No one has to be. And in case you're wondering, the kid is playing with the dog, and the dog thinks the kid can be pulled outside the door. Okay, now what I'm going to do is one last step. See the black? Okay, people do use black. You want to know the secret about black? Goes right back in the box. Okay, there's mostly blues and browns in my picture. And the black will just make you go, oh, look at that. That's what you're going to see. The very first thing you're going to see is that. That's not what you want people to see. You don't want to put something on something that will be the very first thing you see. And they think, oh, that's the point of your picture or your drawing or your painting. Because no, it very well may not be. So instead of using blacks, use shades of browns. And if you have to or want to, use your black. But I am going to pick up my blue for two reasons. That's mostly the color I have in here. And what I want to do next is, because I have this fascination with birds. I'll show you that. It's just, I love birds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush, a thin brush, if you guys see, just a little thin brush. I got blue on there. And I am going to go up, let it go. And I am going to go, you okay? Down. Let it go. Now I know this is kind of big. I'm doing that for a reason. Not because it's my pain. Because it's whoever wants it. Whatever I decide to do with it. Whatever my kid wants to do with it. That's not my reasoning. My reasoning is this one is actually closer to me. And I'm just going to do the bee. What they teach the kids to do in school. The little bee birds. Although I could show you the more detail from this point. But what else I'm going to do from here is there's always this rule of thumb. It's never even. It's always odd. So I can't just do one bird. Well, I could do one bird. But for me personally, I can't. So you add another bird. Something simple. Yay, just simple. He's coming in here. Or they're leaving, however you want to look at it. There's my two, and I can't just leave it like that because it's two. You have to have an odd number. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm just going to pull way over here. I think I would just take a little one. And the farther you get, the smaller they get. Okay? Because they're further away from your eye view, from your point, what you can see. And that's all it is. This is just something very, very simple and basic. I do not like how that ended. I should turn that into the other kind of bird, but I'm not going to. And then the very last thing you should do when you're done is one of two things. Sign it. Don't sign it. I know a young man, he was hurt. Oh, they okay? In an accident, but he had his own style signing his name. And I looked at one of his paintings, and I said, oh my God, you didn't sign your painting. He goes, yes, I did. He goes, look for it. Oh my God, I tore that picture up. I looked upside down, right side up. I looked every which way that I could. And I'm doing my name at an angle, which I never do, but that's all right. And I could not find his name or his initials or his signature nowhere. And then he goes, Shauna, what's my name? And I go, well, it's so-and-so. I won't say who he is. And then he goes, well, you know what? Look again. What do people call me? And I go, well, they call you Spider. And he's like, yep. So where's my signature? I'm pulling you guys back up so I can see you all. So he's like, where's your signature? Where's my signature? You can find it. And I'm like, okay, let me look at it again. And I looked at his painting or his drawing. Beautiful, beautiful picture of a woman. Couldn't find his name. He goes, now look at the eyes. I looked at the eyes. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. Totally missed it. And now I'll never miss it again. He goes by Spider, for whatever the reasoning is. In the woman's eye, the pupil itself, he turned into a spider. You couldn't, if you looked just at it, you wouldn't see the spider by a glance. You had to look at it. And then you can see in the pupil of the eye, he drew that itty bitty spider. That was his signature. Totally, totally amazing. So, this is just kind of a little scribble. And to be honest, it's probably one of the worst ones I ever done, even as a scribble, because I know a lot of rules that I broke with painting. But because I didn't want to put rules into my painting, I just did it. It was just for fun. It's done. It didn't take too long. And just like this one, I did this the other day. My mountain sceneries, I usually do when I see something I've done a long time ago or seen a while back and what I'm seeing now around me, and I kind of pull them all together and I'll take out, oh, I like this the best this day, and this was awesome that day. I have some big, beautiful paintings that are more detailed and precise. And now after my teacher spoke to me, reminding me that nothing has to be perfect, it's however you want it to be. And then if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. And it's okay. It's just the way it goes. So today was just something really simple. I do have my signature on here. Well, there it is, on here. But what on most of my paintings, what I would do, because what I'm so used to seeing when I was younger, I would put like this rock, and there'll be water coming over the rock. And it would just kind of stands out there. It's just really cool. But I'm trying to get away from that because sometimes something that happens when you're younger, maybe it's time to let go when you get older. So I'm trying to pull myself away from that. And no matter what painting I do or what drawing I do, I never do it absolute detail perfect. I can, but I remember what my teacher told me. Find your own style. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, doesn't matter if it's not perfect. He goes, example of that was, besides what I told you about me doing the 3 drawings, he drew this mountain scenery for a final. His final grade. There was a competition coming up. They wanted everybody to put in a painting that they did into the competition. He didn't have anything. He had his final. He focused so hard and so long on that final, he forgot about the competition. So he goes, fine, I have to put something in because I said I would. So he put an outrageous price on it, which at that time was an itty bitty painting. And I think he said he put like $500 on it. And way back then, $500 was outrageous. And he went to go pick up his painting, and it wasn't there. But instead, he got a check for $500. He sold his final. By selling his final, not only was he excited and happy because he sold his art, but he was so upset because now he had no final. So he had to rush and create a final.
Hi, Ruben.
Hi, Ruben. Nice to have you joining us. So he created his final real fast, kind of this style, because he sold his actual final that he did for $500. He had to scribble something. And that's when he discovered that it's okay if it's not perfect. It's okay if it's not what everybody sees as total picture on canvas. It's okay to put you in it. And he aced the class. That was a turning point in his life. He became a fantastic art teacher. He worked several years at City College, and then he moved on. I loved him. So anyways, it doesn't matter if you see a mountain scenery you've seen once or a million times, or you're doing it in 20 different styles. Be true to yourself. And remember, whatever other people see, you may not see the same, and it's okay. So thank you all for joining us tonight. I am so glad you did. And now my kids will be happy with me because I did a painting like I promised. So once again, thank you and be blessed.